I will once again be naming every sports team. With 12 minutes on the timer, I will be trying to beat my record of having 3 minutes 26 seconds left. I have a better method this time. Instead of just naming teams based on memory, just like when they pop in my head, then going from Michigan to Texas to California to Florida, I will instead be going around geographically, starting at Seattle. How does this work on here? Starting at Seattle, I will go all the way down around to the south, up to Minnesota, and then I'll do all the Canadian teams last. So, like, I'm going around the border and then catching any teams that are inland along the way, you know? Alright, so let's do it. Go. Starting in Seattle, we have the Kraken. No, not the Kraken. The Kraken, the Mariners, and the Seahawks. Super Bowl champs. Then we got the Portland Blazers. We got the... Okay, now moving down to Sacramento, we have the Athletics. Soon to be the Las Vegas Athletics. And then we have the Golden State Warriors, I believe, are in Sacramento. Why am I typing it out? And then we have... Oh, no. The Sacramento Kings are in Sacramento. And then we also have the LA Kings. I should move my face cam. There we go. We have the Ducks as well for hockey. And then we have the Sharks as well for hockey. Okay. Let's see. We have hockey done. Let's do football. We have the 49ers. We have the Rams. And we have the Chargers. For baseball, we have the Dodgers, and we have the Angels, the Padres, and the Giants. And then for basketball, we have the Lakers and Clippers remaining. All right. Let's see. So that's California done, according to me. So let's move down geographically to Arizona with the Cardinals, the D-backs, and then the Phoenix Suns, and then they don't have a hockey team. The Coyotes folded. But moving back up to Las Vegas, we have the Golden Knights and the Raiders. And then in Utah, they have the Jazz. And then when I made this video a year ago, they were called the Utah Hockey Club. They have since changed to the Mammoth. Then in Denver, we have the Broncos. We have the Rockies. We have the Nuggets. And we have the Avalanche. All right. So let's move down to Texas, but let's go to Oklahoma City on the way. Let's go to San Antonio first. We have the Spurs, and then in Houston we have the Texans, we have the Rockets, and we have the Astros. Up to Dallas, we have the Mavs, we have the Stars, we have the Cowboys, and we have the Texas Rangers who are based there. We also got the New York Rangers. So let's move over to St. Louis with the St. Louis Blues, and then the St. Louis Cardinals. Oh, we already got the Cardinals with the Arizona Cardinals. So let's go to Kansas City with the Chiefs and with the Royals. All right. Okay. So let's move to Tennessee now. Titans, Predators, Grizzlies. Now let's move to deep south to New Orleans with the Saints and the Pelicans. And then moving over to Jacksonville Jaguars in Florida and the Magic in Orlando. Those are the two one-off teams like the San Antonios of Florida. Because now in Miami, we have the Heat, we have the Marlins, we have the Dolphins, and then the Florida Panthers are based in Miami. We also have the Carolina Panthers from that. And then in Tampa Bay, we have the Rays, the Bucks, the Lightning. And I don't believe they have a basketball team. They don't, I think. Okay, Florida's done. Let's move up to Atlanta, Hawks. We have the Falcons, and we have the Braves. Back up to North Carolina, where we already have the Panthers, but let's add the Hornets and the Hurricanes. And I believe that moves us up to... There's no teams in Virginia. Surprisingly, you'd think Richmond would have something. But up in Baltimore, we have the Ravens and the Orioles. In DC, we have the Big Four, which is the Commanders, MLB is the Nationals, the NBA is the Wizards, and then the NHL is the Capitals. And then let's move to the East Coast so we can get Pennsylvania later. New Jersey has the Jets, even though they're called the New York Jets. We already have the New Jersey Giants as well. They play in the same stadium. And then we have the Jersey Devils. Let's go to Boston. They have the Celtics. Boston has the Patriots. Boston has the Bruins, of course. And then Boston has the Red Sox. We also got the Reds along the way because that's how this works. Now we can move to New York. They have the Knicks and the Nets. For their baseball teams, they have the Yankees. And then the Mets, of course. For football teams, we already covered all of them, but we didn't go to Buffalo. They have the Bills and the Sabres. Did I get the Stars? No, I did get the Stars. I believe that is New York covered now. No, Islanders. Yes, okay, that's New York covered. So now we can move down to Pennsylvania. Let's go to Philadelphia first with the Phillies. In the MLB, the Eagles. In the NFL, in the NBA, they have the 76ers. And in the NHL, they have the Flyers. Okay, to Pittsburgh, they have the Penguins in the NHL. They have the Steelers in the MLB. And then the Pirates in the MLB. And then the Steelers in the NFL, I mean. That's Philadelphia done. Moving on to Ohio. Their sole hockey team is the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's their only Columbus team. In Cleveland, they have the Cavs. In Cleveland, they have the Guardians. And in Cleveland, they have the Browns. Poor Browns. And in Cincinnati, we already got the Reds. Let's get the Bengals and be on our way to Detroit. That's where we are. Pistons, Tigers, Lions, Red Wings. And then back down to Indiana, where they have the Colts and the Pacers. And then over to Chicago. Let's start with the Blackhawks as their hockey team. Then let's go to why am I blanking? They have the Cubs and the White Sox. They have the Bulls as their basketball team, and then they have the Bears. Up to Wisconsin, they have the Milwaukee Bucks and the Milwaukee Brewers. Then they have the Green Bay Packers. And then up in Minnesota, they have the Vikings, they have the Wild, they have the Twins, and they have the MLB team. No, I just got the MLB team. They have the NBA team, the Timberwolves. All right, now we're left with Canada. Let's start with the team with the most. Obviously, Toronto. They have the Blue Jays, they have the Raptors, and they have the Maple Leafs. So that's the first three columns done, and then the NHL, they have the Calgary Flames, they have the Vancouver Canucks, they have the Ottawa Senators, they have the Edmonton Oilers, and then they have the Montreal Canadiens. And that's a minute faster. That is 1 minute faster, 1 minute, 2 seconds faster than my previous time. Beat me. That's all I can say about that. Do better.